So you didn't hear that either, did you? Okay, it means it's playing from my headphones to the mic. That's why. Let me see. People are hating my the poster that I shared for the debate. People are so upset. People are so pissed. People are like, why do you mean African? It happens everywhere. Everybody kills people. Why are you talking about African people? So I'm like, guys, I'm like, and and the thing is, if you read the text itself, you would understand where I'm coming from. So most people actually just see the title and then just jump. And so those who read it share it. Those who don't actually read all the leave comments sometimes like, I'm like, yeah, I think I know where you're coming from, and it's all right. It's cool. So right now, yeah, let me see if it's actually on. Let me see. I think I changed. I stopped my audio yesterday because this will not allow me to. Let me see here. So I'm pulling up YouTube. I don't know if anybody's watching on YouTube. Oh yeah, I have one viewer. If anybody's watching, can you tell me if you can hear any sound? Let me go to YouTube because that's the only way I can actually get this. Oh, look at that! It's live on Facebook too. Yeah. Oh, the audio is good. I like this because I can actually see the captions on the Facebook screen as I'm talking right now. Technology is amazing. It's literally translating my words to text. Yep, it's awesome. So there's one viewer there, and I love it. I'm going to cry. Yep, awesome. This is awesome. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. So it actually works. I've been able to stream on Facebook and YouTube without paying any dime. Yes, I feel like a genius right now, like an engineer. Like I just finished my MIT degree. Oh man. Well, yeah. Since we're here, and I don't know, are you able to? I really want to hear the sound. If I wish somebody was watching to actually tell us whether your audio sounds good, because the okay, okay. How about the video quality? Oh man, I'm expecting it to not work to the point where I'm trying to look for where to fix, and then right now there's nothing to fix, and I feel bad that it's that simple. Yeah, I see it. I feel bad that it's not as bad as I thought. Like it's actually no, it's I always expect the worst with technology, and when I find a problem and I fix it, it actually makes me feel like I'm smart. When there's no problem, I don't feel good. It's like, man, this thing works. Now what do I do? God damn it! All right. Well, this is. I mean, it took me less time than I thought. So what I need to do now is to invite other people to actually join to see how it sounds when you have multiple people, talking at the same time. Because I'm hoping to get somebody's like my post. I have like one, two, three. I like this feeling of screens. It just reminds me of my science fiction days. So, yeah, coffee time. Well, Asha, yeah. Ever since I've known you, you've had allergies, like from. Oh man, as a child, that could have sucked. Oh man, that doesn't, yeah, not good. Not good. I'm trying to pull up the video here on Facebook to see what it looks like. And I actually did a couple of friends today helped me out figure out the stream. There was Dwayne from DSD on YouTube and Mark from Leave Your Mark. They're both YouTubers, and they stream a lot. Right? And I tried to test a couple of months ago to stream. At the time I'd moved my table. My table was that way. I've been trying to figure out. The bad thing about fixing a room for a video setup is you always think you found the right way to do it, and then once you do it, you're like, ah, man, maybe I should try something else, and then you have to like break down everything is. You mean the one that I used when I was streaming, or my videos, like regular videos on the channel? Oh no, the I change it because I'm always looking to improve things. Maybe that's one of the things I have to accept about myself. I don't like I want to be as efficient as possible, which kind of sucks because I end up just doing work that I'm not supposed to be doing. So just taking what works and just figuring that out. Like right now, I could have just streamed on YouTube with like one camera, but then in my mind I was like, no, I need to get people to talk about this. I need to put many people on the platform. I need to share with as many people as possible, and then we're here now. Yeah, but this actually. What do you say? Yeah, it's working, and I was hoping that would take like 30 hours to get sorted out, but I'm happy. So if anybody's watching, whoever's watching, they've never said anything. Whoever's watching this stream right now and not saying anything, how do you feel about yourself right now? Like, why would you show up and watch two people talking and you don't say anything? I feel bad for myself. Please just say something. Anything. Just thumbs up or something. Just like. I should go and tell my wife to say something like, hey, can you watch my stream and just, comment? Oh man. So let me see. Oh wait. You have somebody, a couple of people here. Something went wrong? What is wrong with my video? Are you watching on Facebook? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking on Facebook right now, and oh, it seems fine. Oh yeah, I have comments. Terrano is there. Let me wear my glasses because I cannot see anything. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I was I was looking at the chat here on Streamlabs. I know. Let me take my superpowers. I can't see anything without my glasses. Let me see. Let me increase the. Let me increase your gain here because I think I was playing. Let me get that. So keep speaking. Let me see. I've increased your own audio to make sure that it sounds better. All right. Oh yes, he said it. Yep. Hey Larissa. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's a Gabriela Franklin. Glory's obviously not the best. Yeah. Franklin said that Glory. Oh, are you seeing the comments? They're actually saying hello. Okay. Mr. Terrano, this is great. The guest volume is low compared to yours. Kanga, watch your weight. What? What is wrong with people? Like, I don't know what to say to that. Where's my weight for me to watch? Did you give me a weight to send your weight? Let me watch your weight. You friend of mine. Watch my weight. Let me tell you what has happened to me. Quarantine happened to me. I'm staying home, sitting on a chair, working for hours, and eating. Actually, I don't eat that much. No, but let's. I mean, maybe that would be a thing because a lot of people who move from Cameroon and move to the US and other countries tend to gain weight. I think this is like a very random hypothesis. Many people see that their jaws popping up and people just coming and basically becoming giants. But other people work out and turn out really cool. I guess I'm not just one of those people, but I feel like when you tell somebody to watch their weight, because I know Orin, I know he's joking. Wait, is he joking? I don't know if he's joking. But anyway, maybe he's not. But I feel like people who are gaining weight usually know that they're gaining weight, and pointing that out in a way that makes them feel bad about it might not achieve the goal, which is maybe telling them to watch their weight or lose some weight. I don't know. What do you think, Mafo? What do you think about people who say you should watch your weight? And yeah, somebody says, oh yeah, let me increase your volume again. Actually, I put it at the max right now, so I don't know what's going on. It's really at the maximum level for your volume. So yeah. Now I'm hearing you very clearly. So if you're watching this on Facebook, and is this better now? Are you able to hear her clearly? Because I think that's the only issue. I'm hearing you well, and the volume on the software shows that you're reaching the levels, like it's in the red, which is supposed to be good. So let me see if somebody says something again about this. Oh yeah, says we're hustling to hear you. Maybe that was at the beginning. Let me see now. No, this is not the beginning. This was right now. So anyway, yeah, let me hear your take on while I'm figuring out this audio thing. No change. Huh. This is interesting. All right. Let me see. What I'll try to do here is what am I going to try to do? I don't know what I'll try to do, my fault. But it's good. Guys, thank you so much for this feedback. I really appreciate it because I'm hearing you clearly, but I'm not able to hear what the difficulty is. And I can see your levels. So let me try to desktop audio. Let me see here. Speaker is fine. Performance mode. Nope, this doesn't work. Let me see. Mixer. So I'm opening up the mixer now to see. Monitor off. Nope. Yeah, it's at the maximum volume right now. It's the same, no change, you say. Wow. Could we... Do you have any... Okay, let me try this. Do you have like microphones or headphones that you plug into your phone normally?
Yeah, I have ones I generally...
Oh, you're using... And it looks like it's on right now. Can you bring it closer to your mouth and see if there's a difference? Okay, yeah. Keeps...
Hello.
Let's see if it makes a vision. Let me see. Can't get the lady's voice. How about better? Yeah, somebody just liked it. I think it's better. Is it better? It's just, maybe that would be the thing. You might just have to bring the mic closer to your mouth. Maybe that's the difficulty.
How close?
How close can it get? Like that. Like, but now we just need. Hey, listen. This is a test, and okay, yeah. If that's even, yeah. Let's see if Mr. Franklin and Ayon. So Ayon, is this better? Is the audio better now? You know, just give a thumbs up if it's better, or just something, anything. Yeah. Well, you were explaining about what you thought about weight gain and all that. So let me know what you think.
Yeah, I was saying that I had it from my personal experience. A lot of people have also told me
The time is 12:08 p.m. Have a good afternoon.
But then nobody actually knows the struggle that comes behind, the weight gain and everything. Because it's not like I came and I just was eating too much, I was sleeping too much, and I put on weight. I actually have periods that I just keep eating. And I went to the hospital, and the doctor was telling me about just the change in environment and my metabolism slowing down and all of this. And I had to do a lot of walk and exercise, and I had to every kind of thing that could help the metabolism, both bananas, apple cider vinegar, everything that was metabolism friendly was basically in my diet for I think from about November till now, just is like a normal. So I put on too much weight around that period, and everybody was telling me gain weight, you're losing weight, you're gaining weight, and I should lose weight. And I just kept thinking, nobody actually knows the problem behind the weight gain, and nobody knows the struggle I'm dealing with. Nobody knows how I wake up in the morning with food in my throat because my food was not digesting literally. So I would sleep and wake up in the morning and I feel like my food is back in my chest.
Oh
I had to
man.
drink a lot of water and I had to, I don't know, do a lot of exercise. So it was just very, but when people started telling me about weight, I would just tell them I like my weight. I like how much I'm putting on weight. I like to be fat. It's okay, you know. But I think that when we talk to people about weight, or even just about their body, whether they are losing weight or they are gaining weight, it's important to think about the what could be happening in the background. It's important to have a perspective about it, or to ask even. I mean, it's okay if a close friend is joking about it because you could take it, but then I think it's also important to ask for people to ask like, what's happening, because it could be a problem. It could just be the person just eating and having fun and enjoying life. People will tell you they're enjoying life alone. They're not I know. Enjoy which life? So I think people just need to understand the perspective of the person who's actually dealing with the weight issue, whether it's losing weight or gaining weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before making comments.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough, man. And I really need to fix. Yep, I need to fix that audio, Glory. Thanks for sharing that. I really wish everybody was hearing what you were saying. So what I'm going to do now is find a way to get this sorted out. We need your audio fixed. So Dwayne, thanks again for showing up. Dwayne was here yesterday. DSD, he's commenting on YouTube, and he does say that your audio is low. So I need to figure out what is happening. Oh, thank you. And he says it looks really good. So awesome. StreamYard worked. I need to figure out this audio situation. This is something that I don't know how I'm going to get this sorted out, but yeah, it's just your audio. Yeah. And the thing is, the screen I'm using, how's it called? This the platform I'm using. Oh yes, let me brief you guys on what Glory said. Essentially, Glory has had to deal with what was the. Look, I mean, I'm trying to summarize everything in as quick as possible. But you've had to deal with health issues that were related to your, you not being able to digest your food at night, you not being able to getting up with food because you didn't digest well, having to see doctors and go through all these processes, and then you have people just talking like, hey, what's wrong with your weight? You gain weight, you look good, or you look this, or you look that, without understanding that your weight gain or your weight loss or just the issues that you're dealing with weight doesn't just have to do with just health, just eating habits. Yes, of course, yeah, you have to eat well and be healthy and all that, but sometimes it's not that people want to gain weight, it's that they're dealing with things that nobody knows about. And I think it also goes into just things at the surface level. You just see somebody gaining weight and you just think, oh, they're not taking care of themselves. They might be struggling with health issues that you're not aware of, and it's not fair, it's not nice basically for you to just leave these comments like, watch your weights. So Orin, we're not talking about you, by the way, just talking in general. We're talking general about comments. So yeah, so Dwayne made the same comment about audio, and my friend Oben Eyong made the same comment about yeah, audio. So I don't know if we should restart it. What I'm going to do is try to, let me see if I can do anything about the mic here on Streamlabs. So the next couple of minutes, we'll just figure out how to do that. And yeah, so anybody watching, I really MC kick from studio, edit name. Nope, I cannot kick you from the studio. And I really want to get this audio working. What is wrong with my audio? And maybe I could invite somebody else to see where the problem is coming from. I think the problem, yeah. So who else wants to join? If anybody else is here who wants to join the stream to just see, Dwayne, I don't know if you can join the stream. Maybe you can actually help me out with this. I know you're doing great with this, with streaming on your channel. I watched a video today, by the way, where you were talking. It was a monologue about making memories. So I really enjoyed it, and I like that. So let me see. Yeah, Dwayne is watching. He's watching on Facebook. Who else is watching on Facebook? Let me see if there's anybody else here. But this audio. Larissa is here, right? Yeah, I think I like going live. Yeah, it sounds like you're away from the meeting. How about you unplug your microphone? Try unplugging your microphone. Let's see if it makes any difference, or it'll make it worse. So now I can hear like the environment, and I can hear my voice in the echo. But somebody listening, does she sound better or worse from previously? Or do you want to try unplugging your or setting up your mic? Like I can remove you from the meeting and then you come back, set it up. Oh, okay, so away from the mic. So it sounds like you're away from the microphone. And maybe it's because it's picking up only this audio from my mic. The thing is, I'm looking. Yeah, but I can see both. So let me try this. Let me try something here. This would determine if, let me see this. So is anybody able to hear anything she's saying at this point? Because normally you should not hear anything right now since I turned off the desktop audio. So Martha, try saying something. Let me see if it makes any difference. It says it's worse. Or it says it's worse. But right now you shouldn't be able to hear anything she says. So let's see if that makes any difference. Yeah. Some of the microphone is far away from her. Maybe the wrong input device, right? Yeah, that may be the wrong input device. So let me see here. Let me try.
How can it be the wrong input device?
So let me see. Cool thing is, anybody says nothing. It says it's not able to hear anything. So let me turn back. What? Well, you say something, anything. Let me see if anybody is hearing anything. See, Franklin is online, and when you unplugged it, it was worse. Okay. All right. Now I've turned you back on to see if it's going to make a difference. So, I'm sorry, you're my guinea pig for today. It's not, but it's better to make mistakes today than tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing the debate, and it's going to be 4 people, and we don't want to have anybody not listening to anything. So, yep, that would not be funny at all. And I can see the decibels. Like I can see my own mic right here working. Because if I I'm putting the mic back. I don't know. This is weird because anything I'm changing. Let me go back to my. Actually, let me go to the settings and see. Let me open the settings, pull up the audio, and then, ha! Let me see. Channels require restart. Look at that.
What happened?
Now I'm looking at the default here. Mic input default. Also just microphones. Audio device. Let me see. Done. So I don't know if it's going to make any difference. I just made some settings. So I might have to restart this thing. Might have to restart the stream. Yeah. Do you want me to join you on Streamyard? Yes, I do, Dwayne. Let me go get your email and then send you a message. I don't know if you're supposed to send private messages. I'll just send you a quick email right here. So yes. So yeah, let me find the Streamyard link. I'm glad I put the screen this way so I don't have to do anything weird or show the link and have everybody just join. But then again, not everybody can join whenever they want. You actually have to invite people. So copying that and so maybe Glory should get Dre's headphones too. It's not about it. By the way, these are not Beats by Dre. These are like regular cheap headphones that I love because they work with Bluetooth on my phone. It's not Beats by Dre.
Abeko, I'm willing to receive the headphones if anybody wants.
Oh man, yeah. So I got that link. Let me see here if I can find a way to send it to Dwayne. I did not think about this too. Wait. It says you sounded louder. Can you say something?
I sounded louder.
Yeah. It says you sounded. He says it sounded louder. Yep.
That's interesting. I'm having.
All right.
Now and this.
Now what? I'm going to YouTube to find. Dwayne, I'm going to YouTube to find your channel and your link, and then email you real quick the link to join Streamyard to join the thing. So yeah. Martha, start singing. Maybe when you sing and people will do it. It says it's fine now. It says it's fine now. I fixed it. I did this. It's not, you didn't do anything. Martha. I did this. Yeah, it says it's fine now.
I'm really waking up to find the mic. So.
Yep. Now Glory can be heard. Perfect. Awesome. Yay. I'm not restarting this computer until tomorrow. I'll just leave it on with the same settings. But let me find Dwayne's channel so they can join us, and then we can see how it sounds like with 3 people in the channel. I love, yeah. Dwayne has always been watching my streams, and he's an awesome YouTuber. He talks about high conflict divorce, parental alienation, narcissistic abuse, and empowerment. And he does live streams on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. So I'm going on to Dwayne's channel. You can't see it because I made sure that you're not, seeing anything. But I want to just find his email and send him an email real quick right now. YouTube is asking if I'm a robot. I'm not a robot, unfortunately. I wish I was. But
Really?
No, I don't. I wish I was a robot. Robots, you live forever, and then your battery dies, and then you just die, sort of.
That's if you have a battery.
That's if you have a battery. Yeah, that's a good point. Fair point. So I'm sending you that email right now, Dwayne. I just copied your email from your YouTube channel. We actually haven't had a conversation except like this, where I'm doing a stream, and then he's, always there to tell me your audio is not working or this is not working, and he says. Frankly says it probably had to do with your position. I don't know what happened, but I'm grateful.
Because I moved, because I was on the bed and then I just moved.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
In my bed.
Yeah.
I don't have good sound.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I have the email now. Let me get. So yeah, now you can actually explain what you were talking about earlier. If you want to do it again, if not, it's fine. You don't have to do it the second time. So it's totally, completely not necessary.
Oh, when we're talking about the
Yeah,
weight.
the weight situation. So yeah, you can hear directly from your perspective.
Yeah, I was saying that when I moved to Denmark, the first few months, I put on a lot of weight. And the pressure was also on me because almost all the clothes that I come with could no longer fit me. So I had to figure out how to get new clothes. And clothes are not cheap. And then I started waking up in the mornings with I don't know. It was more than heartburn because it was just a feeling of heaviness and soreness in my chest. And then it felt like the food was just kept coming back up, like my food was not digesting. I would eat at 3 p.m. and go to bed at 11 p.m. and wake up in the morning by 6 p.m. and feel like the food I ate at 3 p.m. is still in my chest.
Oh man.
So I got to the doctor and she was telling me about my metabolism having slowed down because of the movement to a colder country, and just that it could be anything. It could be just a change of environment or the climate or anything at all, but my metabolism has just really slowed down, so my food is not digesting well, and it's just sitting in my body, and that's why I'm also putting on a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's normal to put on weight, but I was putting on too much weight. And she recommended a lot of walks and a lot of other exercises that could keep my blood pumping and stuff. And then she also recommended a lot of stuff that help the metabolism, like apple cider vinegar, oats, bananas, a lot of things. And then I started feeling,
Okay.
excuse me,
That's
started
fine.
feeling better.
Yeah. Everybody's saying your audio is great now, and thanks for sharing that again, second time. Yeah. DSD Dwayne, I just emailed you the link to the Streamyard, and Dr. JB TV. Dr. J Juno is here. Is also watching from YouTube, which is great. We're doing a test. Anybody watching right now, we're doing a test, and we're just trying to figure out how to get this streaming tomorrow. We have this debate, and I've always wanted to do a live stream. I think I've always wanted to do a live stream, but I never knew how I wanted to do it. I never to just me talking by myself about things, or I don't know, reviewing things. But now it looks like a lot of my thoughts are falling in
What
place.
to do it.
What?
Now, I said, and how much, you never knew how much work it takes to set it up.
I don't know if I consider it work right now. This is just so cool for me to be able to do this. And people always say they don't like the sound of their voices. Yes, of course, Dr. J, you can join right now. Oh, wait, let me check my screen. Oh, yes. Sorry, Dwayne actually took the link. And the bad thing with let me add him here before I say what I'm saying. Dwayne is joining us. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Welcome.
You guys sound good and look good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You look amazing. Is that like? I don't think that's a webcam. That's like an actual camera.
Yeah, it's a Sony A6400 going into an Elgato Cam Link, and then
Oh.
I have a Shure SM7B microphone. So
Yeah, I think I
So
have.
What
my
part of that
setup.
was English language?
No, it was. It was a Camlink is it's a capture card that allows you to send images from the camera to live stream directly, so you don't even have to go through a computer, or you can. But anyway, yeah, that is really awesome. It looks amazing. So thank you.
and did you get the simulcast thing to work? So is it going to YouTube and to Facebook?
Exactly. So what I did
Awesome.
is, yeah, I didn't want to pay anything. I didn't want to pay any money anywhere right now. So I'm
I
using
hear you.
StreamYard, and I'm just capturing the screen, just the screen. So it's not recording, it's not streaming anywhere. So this is just the StreamYard screen that I cropped, and then I'm sending that through Streamlabs OBS to Facebook and YouTube.
Really?
Yep.
It actually looked. I mean, I closed the YouTube page down so it didn't have an audio thing. Man, it looked good.
Thank you.
That's a you. It looked. I figured you were multicasting, to be honest. So good job.
Thank you. Yeah. So Dwayne,
Now do a masterclass on how to stream without
Well-
paying anything.
there are so many awesome tutorials. I saw a few tutorials from Nickname and other people. So Dwayne, thanks for joining, man. I watched your video today where you're talking about what was that? About making memories. That's the one I watched earlier today, and I was like,
Oh,
man,
cool.
yeah, the one you just sit there and it was like a monologue, and I really enjoyed it. So Glory, you probably don't know Dwayne. You probably have to check out his channel later on.
No.
But Dwayne, could you
Definitely.
just tell us a bit about what you do and what your channel is about, and yeah, your thoughts on creation?
Oh
That's about
yeah,
it.
sure. I was just calling to help test out, but I appreciate. No, it's the channel I run. Like, and you mentioned it earlier. It's it's called DSD, which stands for Dad Surviving Divorce, but it's not just a dad or a guy-centric channel. It's for anybody who is going through a toxic divorce relationship with custody, where you're trying to deal with the parental alienation and all the stuff that goes along with that. Typically, it's people who probably your ex is somebody who might have a undiagnosed personality disorder, and it's just really tough. And both men and women deal with this. I mean, a lot of people think that the system is biased against men, but there are a lot of women who have been manipulated and had the family court system in the and all over. I mean, I have people all over the world. Actually, I even got a new one from Nigeria. I mean, it's just it's the stories are so similar. Anyways, not to overtake, but that's what my channel's about, and it's to help people cope with the situation, to find some peace in their own life, and to be able to minimize the effect on it, and try to help themselves and their kids have a better life.
Okay, that is awesome, man. Thank you so much for what you do. And I see that's the predominant focus of the channel right now. Has that always been the case? Did you just start the channel to do this, or did it grow with time and you figuring out what you wanted to do with everything?
Actually, good question. But no, actually, it started so here's 4 years ago, I started the channel, and part of the catalyst for it is when I was going through my really dark days, is what I call it. It was really tough, right? I mean, there were some really bad, depressing days where you just feel like you want to give up. And I was fortunate enough to have a couple of really good friends who were very supportive. They didn't understand what I was actually going through, but they were very supportive. And I always thought in the back of my mind, if I didn't have any support, would I have made it through it?
Oh.
And so as I got better and I got my life back, I'm like, okay, how can I give back? I mean, what can I do to help somebody else? And my catalyst always was thinking for the person, 2 o'clock in the morning, ready to basically give up. Maybe they might find a video with my stupid mug, listen to my story and go, well, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. If he made it, maybe I can make it.
Awesome.
And I get comments a lot, either direct mail or not direct mail, but emails or comments in videos where people are like, you've saved my life. It's just, wow. I thought I was ready to give up, but you gave me the strength to, another day and another day and another day. And then the really great part is I get to see people really go through that really tough time. And then later, I'll get emails saying, hey, I'm leaving your channel, not because you didn't, not because I don't like what you're doing, but I've got my life back. I've repaired the relationship with my kids, and I don't watch it, which is why I created a camping channel, actually. So there's another thing, but
okay.
But yeah, that was the whole catalyst. And thanks, man, for asking. I really, I saw you in that one video. God,
it was Cody, I think, Cody Warner.
Cody Warner, and I just thought your story was really fascinating. And I've been following you since then. And when you pop up, there's anything dude, I get it. Trying to do all this stuff, the technology is a pain. Nobody. I didn't know anybody to ask, so I just, again, trying to give back to see if I can help somebody out. So
awesome.
That's why I was just jumping on, just say, hey, I know you got this big thing coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And hopefully test it out. And man, it looks, I'm watching it on the Streamyard site.
Yeah.
But it looks great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to your thing. It's tomorrow at what you said, noon, right?
Yeah, it's noon Mountain Standard Time. Yes, and I have people asking for your link, by the way. So I don't know if you can share that anyway. I'm trying to figure out how to share links and put it. So they're asking for your links to go there. So I will definitely be sharing the link. So Franklin from Facebook is asking for the link. I'll put that in there. Or if you can, if you can put that actually in.
It's actually, if you go to YouTube, I'm big enough now to where if you just search for DSD? Dad Surviving Divorce, it will pop up.
Okay.
So you can find it that way, or I don't know how to send a link to you.
That's what I'm trying to figure out myself, and this is what I'm calling it a whole test. Glory, do you have any questions for Dwayne? Do you have anything you want to find out? They've heard, because Glory is my friend from back in Cameroon. She's currently in Denmark. She's a creative, and she sings and writes poetry. She does a lot of really cool creative stuff. And I didn't get a chance to introduce her earlier. She spoke about, we had a comment with somebody talking about weight gain, and she expressed, how her health she's had to deal with weight issues since she moved to Denmark, and how it doesn't really translate. Like you see somebody gaining weight, and just, oh, you're gaining weight, and you think it's just a random comment, but somebody might be going through a very hard time, and you have no idea what you're dealing with. So, Glory,
that's good.
yeah, that's a quick escape introduction, but I would love to hear, if you have any questions for Dwayne, anything you want to find out. I know you're very curious, so let's go with it.
I think
okay.
I think I always ask this question to people who provide content, who create content online, especially content which is very, very personal and which needs you to be very vulnerable. So how do you overcome? Do you feel that fear of vulnerability every time you sit before the mic, before the camera to do that? Or is there a point where you get to that, okay, I'm used to this, I can tell anybody anything about myself without feeling shame or without feeling fear of being judged and stuff like that?
That's a powerful
That's
one.
a really good question. And what I'll say on that, I mean, I've had my channel for 4 years. So when the first video I made, I was terrified. And let me back up. There's two parts to this. One, I hated being on camera, seeing myself. I was one of those type of people who didn't like to be in photographs. I just hated it. So the fact that I just completely jumped in and embraced, and to be perfectly honest, I was going to do a podcast at first because I didn't want to have this on camera. And so my girlfriend was the one who actually said, hey, you need to do YouTube. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, you get more of a connection. So what happened when I made that first video, scared to death. I mean, it was like, oh my God. And when I posted it and made it public, I fully expected to get slammed to, who do you think you are? Ridicule. I mean, just a bunch of hate. And that didn't happen, fortunately. That happened much later. that took a while for people to get cruel. But the thing for me is, I remember, to me, I felt that, okay, my channel typically would not be a very good, man channel, right? I mean, because I'm really am being vulnerable, and I'm talking about things that a lot of people won't talk about. And my thought on it was, if everybody is being the macho man and not being honest about what's going on, the guy that's really, or the person, I won't say because it's men and women, but the person that's really depressed, potentially even really seriously considering making some really bad permanent decisions, I'll say it that way so I don't demonetize you there, buddy. But I thought, I need to do this, right? If I can put this out here and help somebody, it's worth it. And it was very scary. I mean, and it was also very scary because at the time when I started, my kids were still minors. I do a pretty good job of trying to make it to where if you search for the DSD stuff, you don't find me personally, and if you're searching for me personally, you don't find the DSD stuff, right? Because my whole thing isn't about slamming the ex and her or anything like that. It's to try to find somebody who is their world spiraling out of control and help them out of it. And that's kind of been how I've been able to deal with it initially. Now, I mean, I've been doing it for so long. I mean, I have hundreds of, I think I'm over 700 videos. I've done, 200 live streams. I haven't been able to do a lot of live streams lately because of the coronavirus and custody issues and stuff. But it was just that. And I think the thing is, like, for you, Gloria, if you're starting out and you're worried about it, make sure you focus on the people who are touched by your story and are like, oh my God, thank you for saying that, right? Because there's going to be people who are going to be just cruel and mean and not get your story. And I think what's interesting for a lot of people about the really personal stories is there's people who go through it, right? So there's people who will understand you, and then the people who've never dealt with it, like you were talking about the weight gain. Somebody who doesn't get it can be, and I didn't catch everything what you were saying before, but there's people who are going to be like, well, just stop eating. You're doing this, you're doing that wrong. And it's like, look, you don't know what my story is, and it's easy for you, right? It's, maybe somebody has a good metabolism or they don't have any medical issues and it hasn't hit them. So they have no concept of the struggles that you're going through. And I think there's so many things. Especially nowadays with what's going on in the world, there are so many unique perspectives. Like, that I have like for you guys, I would have no concept. The weight thing, I actually do have some relate. What you were talking about with, I could relate with a little bit of that. But I mean, and it's really tough because a lot of people is like, well, my world is this, and I don't understand what you're going through, or what your experience is, whatever it might be. So people just need to take a pause and listen to other people. But the problem with YouTube is there's all kinds of people out there, and some people just like to, it's like, oh, hey, I'm bored, I got my coffee, Gloria's online, let me start sending hate messages in her live stream or whatever. I mean, it's really sad. Are you experiencing that? Have you had that, Gloria?
Have you had that? Nah, not me, because I don't do a
Good.
lot of YouTube. So
Yeah, you're still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been thinking of starting a podcast. We actually did have a session where we worked together on getting the podcast up and running. But then with school
Good.
and life,
Yeah.
as a creative myself, I understand a lot about, planning everything and never taking the steps. Like this live stream is an example of me not wanting to plan too much and really go to be like, hey guys, I'm doing a test. Just forget about, I'm not going to add any value here. I'm not going to write any descriptions and tags. This is just do a test. And wonderfully enough,
Well, you've been talking about doing this for a while, right?
know,
Because
right?
you did your first test live stream
You're
a few
right.
months ago. I remember when you did that. I was on there for that. I've been supporting you from the beginning.
I know. Thank you. So yeah, now I'm trying to do, like, I'm calling it the weekend debate and really get more people on, because I realized by myself, I end up not making the kind of content that could actually add value to someone, because I'm thinking about all kinds of things, and do I have the right lighting? Do I have the right topic? Do I script the video? Do I do B-roll? But with this, for me, having this conversation with people is more than how it looks. And I'm grateful for platforms like Streamyard and all this that I can actually use this to get done. So yeah, this has been an amazing.
Doesn't this make it easy?
I
That's
know.
why I was glad I mentioned it to you, because it's like, it's easy.
You don't have to download anything.
All you had to do was send me a web link, and if I would have been on a phone, I think, or
It works.
definitely a computer,
Yeah.
it just works, right? So I don't have to. The only thing I would need to do if it was going to be a guest and I didn't have all this other garbage is wear headphones so we don't have echo.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking here about, and now I'm comparing my lighting with yours. I'm like, man, your shot looks so great. I need to figure out a way to reduce my lighting.
Dude, I have a 32-inch softbox right here. I have key lights here, a little kicker. I mean, yeah, I'm a little insane.
Okay.
But I will say I'm using cheap lights, right? So
Okay.
It's not like an aperture thing. I'm using a Godox $30 Octabox with GE LED lights that are in a 4-bang outlet thing.
Yeah.
Super cheap. Great lights, no color cast, really good high CRI, but cheap, because I got tired of looking at all the people like, oh, well, I have my Aperture 120D. You can have one too for $1,000.
Yeah, it's too much money. Glory, don't worry. One day you get there and you understand.
I know.
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
I have another question for Dwayne.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
When
Yep.
you were talking about sharing your story and not wanting to emphasizing that you weren't just doing it to slam your ex, that what's the line? How do you draw the line between a story that is yours? Okay, I remember reading an article that Kamga wrote about when is the story yours to share,
Yeah, I remember
right?
that article.
And I still find it very difficult with that question, because I don't know, something that happens to you that involves other people means that there are so many other sides to the story. And how do you share yours in a way that is objective enough, but it's not blaming or accusing, but it's still able to convey everything that happened to you and everything that you've gone through in the process?
I think it's the frame of mind you're in, right? I mean, to be perfectly honest, if I would have started this channel, let's say I've been going through my divorce for 9 years, right? If I would have started this at year 1 or 2, it would have been a completely different channel. And then what you're talking about would have been true. I would have been more angry, and it wouldn't have been helpful, right? I mean, there's so much vitriol on the internet, and there's so many, people who are just angry, and they're using it as a platform to lash out, and it's not helpful. So you're right? I mean, because I am talking about my story, and I do use my experience. Now, I don't use my kids' names. I don't use my ex's name. I think maybe one time I accidentally slipped, and then I deleted the video. And so I keep it generic. And then what's really nice is once you start having an audience and you have people who've related and are sharing their stories, then you can use their stories. So like sometimes what I'll do is someone will have a question, or they'll have their own personal experience, and then we'll use that as a jumping off point for the topic. But you're right, it is, and I mean, and there are some. I mean, I have had over the years, not a lot. I mean, to be honest, my community is really kind of a weird microcosm of the internet, where it's like my audience is it's like a niche of a niche, right? I mean, you got like the narcissistic abuse community, which is really big, and there's some big, channels that have over 100,000 subscribers, and there's not a lot of people who are talking about it in marriages with kids, and then you take it down with a guy talking about it, and it's even less. But so my appeal is very small, so not a lot of people find the channel. I mean, even though I'm at 28, I just rolled over 28,000, but it's, the engagement's low, and like I said, there's a lot of people that they heal and they move on, and it is tough, right? I mean, because I have had people who say, well, you're just slamming your ex and stuff. When I do that, I'm talking about it more, or I'm trying to use it more as a point that I'm hoping that the person who's listening can go, oh my God, that's my story. And I've had men and women both say that. It's like, you're a guy, I'm a woman, your ex-wife sounds like my ex-husband. And it's because, most of the time, people who fall into that personality disorder type trait, and I'm not saying mine is diagnosed. Most people do not get a diagnosis for it, for what they're dealing with. I think you just look at the patterns of behavior and the traits of the person. And if it's toxic, well, it's toxic. It doesn't matter whether they're, a diagnosed person with malignant narcissism, or if it's just somebody that you just make the decision and it's like, hey, Susie or Billy is not, that they don't deserve to be in my life, right? It's about how do you say your name?
Kamga.
Kamga.
Yes.
Like you were saying earlier, it's more of an empowerment thing. How to take your life back, how to raise your emotional maturity, how to have better boundaries with yourself, so that across the board, from romantic relationships to even interpersonal relationships, you phase out people who are really not, that are toxic to your life, and find better people. I don't know if that really answered your question, but that's kind of the way that, did I get it? Did I cover what you were asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. There's a lot of,
as a YouTuber, and yeah. I have a tendency to blather on to
fill
up space,
I know the feeling. It's like no dead air required.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we have thank you so much for sharing, Dwayne. There's a lot to process, and I think you've probably made a lot of videos to get it sorted out. And I have my friend Dr. J, is a pharmacist who also wanted to join. I haven't sent him the link yet, so I'll try to figure out a way to get that onto C. But I don't want to take much of your time. You already did a lot,
No, dude. Because you're wanting to do 4 people.
Yeah.
Right? So for your test tomorrow,
exactly.
I will wait, and
okay.
I can be
awesome.
quiet. I won't say anything.
No, you can talk. So yeah, if there's anybody in the audience who wants to join, I'm reaching out to Dr. J right now through WhatsApp to find out. So, Glory, yeah, you can talk about when you start your channel now.
When I will start.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to find out from Dwayne.
I feel very, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Dwayne, do you do YouTube full time? Is your business, are you able to live through not just YouTube, but do you have like a day job? Okay.
I have, and that's kind of one of the problems. I mean, okay, so just to throw this out here for anybody who's watching this, and Kagman, you definitely know this. YouTube is not easy. Right? I mean, it looks easy. You look at people, oh man, they got 100,000 subscribers. They're doing it full time. Everything's great. It takes a lot of work, and you better enjoy what you're doing. It better be a passion, so that whenever you're making a video and nobody's watching it, that you love the process so much that you continue to do it anyways, and that you're excited if you have 5 or 10 people watching. And yeah, so for me, it's I guess a side hustle, if you want to call it that, but I have a full-time job, and I have my custody of my kids 50% of the time, and I don't do this whenever they're here, even though they're older. I got a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 14-year-old. But I mean, excuse me. I mean, I would, when they were here, I'd shut it. I mean, the studio's kind of set up. I mean, they know I do YouTube stuff, but I'm not talking about it when they're in the house. It's just, so it's no. I mean, would I love it to be full-time? Absolutely. I mean, I would love to be able to do this full-time and cover my expenses, I mean, it's a few $100 a month in AdSense and some other channel memberships, and
Okay.
I do some coaching. So I mean, I make some money on that. But I this last year, I kind of took a pause and said, okay, I really like doing it, so I'm not going to stop. I have created another channel that's more where I can do, like you were talking about, Kevin, with the B-roll and stuff. So it's like a camping channel, nothing really serious, not the talking head stuff, but so that I can play around with angles and slow motion and stuff like that. And I'm just having fun with it. So if you're joining YouTube, or if you're doing it, you have to have, hey, we got 4 now.
Yep, we got 4 now.
Okay, I'll stop.
No, sir.
Hey, Glory. Hey, DSD Dwayne. And hey, Kamga, the host.
Hey, this is awesome. I'm looking at it from Facebook right now.
Wow, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
I've been
Audio sounds
following,
great,
even though
too.
I'm from work, and it's really pretty therapeutic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Gino's a pharmacist. He works in Cameroon, and as you can see, he's actually at work right now. And he has a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, I'm rounding up, actually.
Oh, great. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, man. Let me see. Every person is. Yep, we have Sylvia.
Oh, DSD Dwayne. Wow, I'll be checking you out. Pretty good story you're sharing. And Glory, hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too, Justy J. Even
Nice
though
to meet you.
Yeah, we've been hanging out all the time, and I'm glad you're able to get to test. We have Sylvia here sending a comment on YouTube saying, "That's right. Enjoying the process of making YouTube videos is very important." And yeah, as a creator, like all of us right now are creators. We have lives and everything, and sometimes creativity can take over, and you forget, the important things. And I'm glad we're able to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody watching on Facebook or YouTube, can you tell us if the audio is good? Are you able to see everybody well? Is there any, lag between people's mouths moving and the audio, to just make sure? Because if this works, I'm not paying for anything. I'm gonna say ever, but you never know. You never know what's happening. So yeah, and I'll make sure to put the links to Dwayne's channel and Gino's channel. So yeah, Gino, do you have any questions you want to ask Dwayne or Glory? Any, I really like to have people connect and share. So what do you have to say, bro?
First of all, I would like to actually
And you're
say, Dwayne, you're doing a great. How is my audio?
No, your audio is good.
Your audio is good.
Yeah, I like the audio. What I'm saying is, you're a married man with a kid. So let me just put a context there. Like you're on the other side.
I'm divorced.
Yeah, he's divorced.
I'm
So yeah, just to put a context of how how relevant I feel, being in this conversation. I'm married as well. Sometimes we don't want to make those, I don't call them mistakes. We always think it's going to end well in the beginning. Nobody actually marries to leave. Like nobody starts up like
true.
yeah. So just the context for Gino, just putting it out there.
Hello?
So-
Yes.
You getting me, guys?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, go on ahead with your question.
Okay. Dwayne was sharing his story about his relationship, his past relationship, right?
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
following very well.
About his channel and all
Yeah.
that. Your volume is a little bit high, Gino. If you can lower the tone a little bit, it could be great.
Ah, okay. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to relate to the story Dwayne was sharing about his personal experience, because actually I have a personal experience I have been trying to share, and what is hindering me now is the same thing he was thinking about how people will look at him sharing the story, about not coming out as
Manly.
what's the word he used again?
As a vulnerable? No, as manly.
As
like the
vulnerable,
strong,
exactly.
The
As
masculine.
vulnerable, because most of the times, men in particular, we want to always show up as that macho side of us, as if we can't get hurt, as if we can't get emotional, as if we can't get depressed. Meanwhile, that is totally wrong. Actually, studies show that men handle emotional troubles and emotional pain worse than women, from what I've seen, even from my own personal experience.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's very good for men to be outspoken, to share their experiences, so that all other people can know that when they go through the same, they are not alone. They are not alone. Everybody can find themselves in such a situation, and it can really be a huge therapy just by hearing some other person's side of the story.
Awesome, man.
I also thought about a podcast immediately same like him. When I wanted to share my story, I thought that it would be better I go by voice. Yeah, it's Cam guy who actually encouraged me to start a podcast, and I'm still working on that.
You should join
I
Glory.
think I'm more encouraged now that I should be thinking also to one day share my own story, but through a video on YouTube, since I already have a channel.
Definitely.
So,
You know,
I really just by following you, DSD doing, I've gotten inspired to share my own story someday. Very soon.
I tell you, you know, the thing is that, I mean, podcasts are really cool, but the awesome thing of YouTube and video, I mean, like, let's even take, you know, because I've been following Camga for I mean, since you did the Cody Warner video, and even though I've never met you, and this is really the first time I've talked, I feel like I have a personal connection with you. I've seen you smile, I've seen you, you know, your different videos where you talk about different subjects, and it makes it more personal. It's a more personal connection, which I think is incredibly powerful, right? So if you tell your story, then somebody, you know, and that's, I mean, somebody sees you, they feel like they know you, you know, the voice goes with the face, and I think it makes your message much more powerful. Now, I think you can have a podcast and do it either like a video podcast and a podcast, but I think having a video presence to where you're out there, especially when you're telling a story that's personal and you want to connect with people so that they go, you know, like what Gloria was talking about before with the weight issue, is that it's like, yes, she's me, right? I can relate to her, you know, or relate to you guys, because it adds a whole nother dimension to it, to just being written text, like a blog post, or even just audio. I mean, audio is good because you do get some emotion, but I think the video aspect of it really, really helps. And it's hard, right? Because you're putting yourself out there, and if you're not completely curating your image, then, you know, I mean, are your friends going to make fun of you?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I do, like I was mentioning earlier, I mean, I don't tell, there's a handful of people who know me, who know about the channel. For the most part, it's one of those things I don't bring up, you know, in personal life. Not that and mainly it's because of, I still have young kids, and I don't want, you know, the really dragging the ex into this and stuff like that. But I mean, it's really tough, and it's incredibly vulnerable. And if you're not, you know, I mean, if you're not out there being like, yeah, I'm the man, and, you know, look at my muscles, and you know, I'm you know, Mr. Bad, you know, it's hard, because it's like, well, is someone going to say, well, you're a wimp, you know, well, you just can't, you know, like, you know, whatever. I mean, it's like, well, you can't, you know, you can't. I think Dr. J, you were saying about people ridiculing you, or saying, well, you know, come on, suck it up. You know, I mean, and for people going through, I mean, everything what we talked about so far, anybody going through something that's very personal and it's a struggle, somebody saying suck it up helps 0%. It actually makes it worse, because then you start looking into it going, well, shoot, you know, no one else has this problem. This is kind of what Dr. J, you were talking about. No one else is having this problem. I'm all alone, so something must seriously be wrong with me, either mentally or emotionally or physically, because no one else has this problem. No one else is complaining about it. So I'm on this island by myself. It's horrible. It's a horrible place to be in.
Yeah, that's a lot to take in. I mean, it almost ties in with the debate we have tomorrow, because we're talking about men literally killing their spouses, killing their girlfriends. I mean, when I say men, I'm generalizing, and I wrote this article on Facebook to get reactions. That was really the goal, to get people to react and say, hey, it's not all men, it's not all, you know, the whole conversation about racism, for example, is like all lives matter. People say, no, you can't say Black lives matter because all lives matter, forgetting the point of, yes, everybody's lives matter, we know that. However, right now, in this context, in this situation, we need to pay attention to this particular lives. And having Cameroonian men in this particular case killing their spouses, killing their girlfriends, we need to be able to say, hey, what's going on here? Let's focus our collective consciousness on this and do something about it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say on that is, there's just the story, right? But then you roll it back, right? I mean, how many? For instance, I'll say that I haven't seen one in a while, but in the United States, most of the time when a news story comes up and it's like, you know, there's a murder suicide or whatever, now in the back of my mind I'm thinking there's a divorce and a high conflict custody battle. And 90% of the time that's, you know, they'll say, you know, guy comes in, you know, shoots up everybody, you know, kills his ex-wife and a bunch of other people and takes himself out. And then you find out later that it's a situation where they've been drugged through the court, they've lost everything. I mean, here's the problem for men, right? You know, we take our jobs, our career, our family, and that's what our self-worth is, right? So, and this might be, Camila, the reason behind it, right? So you take that, and then your relationship falls apart, and your potentially your wife or soon-to-be ex-wife destroys your reputation, takes your kids away from you, alienates you from, your children, tries to turn your family against you. The court system across the world seems to gravitate towards punishing
the men.
Typically men, right? I mean, like I said earlier, it does happen to women too, but so now you're in a situation where you potentially have lost your job, you've lost your money, you're being threatened to go to jail because you can't pay child support or alimony. Your kids are treating you like you're a monster. Everything that made value in your life is ruined. And if you don't have a light at the end of the tunnel, which is kind of what my channel is about, if you don't have something to say, hey, look, this sucks right now, but you can get through it, it is so easy to go down that spiral, that dark spiral, to where, murder suicide seems like it's the only option now. Makes sense to you.
Yeah,
right?
Because, and you're saying this and just to clarify, this is like the Western context, where it's actually even a system, an organized way of divorces and this kind of method. Because when you come back to like Juno, Gloria, and I, we're both Cameroonians, and you actually hardly hear people even going through a system. Divorce is shunned, it's taboo. For you to leave your husband is the worst thing you could do. In fact, it's actually encouraged for you to go through the worst kind of behavior from both men and women just to save the marriage. So it's, coming from this context and understanding the way the world is different. You have people leaving from Cameroon, moving to the US where the systems are different, and they're like, oh wait, I could actually divorce my husband and the government will allow me to do that, and I can actually win from doing this.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cultural, structural, contextual factors that play into difficulties and differences. And man, I would like to have this conversation for days, but my wife just popped up a couple of moments earlier and she was like, hey bro, I thought this was a test.
Hey, you know what though? But I think it's a successful test.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, it looks like you are good to go for your thing tomorrow.
Right. And I would like to do this every weekend, so any one of you is invited. I'll be looking for topics that are very, I don't say difficult, topics that require a lot more conversation. I feel like sometimes something happens, somebody's killed, and then there's a trend and hashtag rises and then it drops back. And I would like to have a weekend conversation where we just really talk about these things and look at, okay, how can we actually change things? Like, what's going wrong? How do we prepare the next generation? How do we address our generation to make sure it doesn't happen again? Things about money, relationships, building wealth, creativity. So I would like to have these conversations more, and you'll be having them on the channel now on a weekly basis. So just before we do that, if you have any last words from anybody, we'll start with Juno, and then Dwayne, and then Glory.
First of all, I want to start with Glory. I follow up about you sharing your story when you first moved to Europe. Was it Sweden or Norway or Denmark? Denmark, yeah. I had a similar experience when I moved to Italy, when I was undergoing my formation in pharmacy. The first few weeks were horrible. So I can share your experience. Actually, I was smart enough to know that it will pass with time, because when you change environments, there are always some little problems you have to face, definitely. So I think sharing stories is a very beautiful way to connect with persons. That is for you. Same with Dwayne. I could connect with you, and with you, Kamga, I will be ready every time you are on. Just hit me up on WhatsApp, and I'll be very, very much happy to join.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
It was really a good time.
All right. Dwayne, any last words for us?
No, I'll just say, listening to you guys and the massive life changes you guys have made to pick up and move some places, not a lot of people experience that. And I think that's one of the reasons, Kevin, whenever I first heard about you, I'm like, man, this is interesting. I want to follow this just because it's something that I never saw or heard about. I mean, or whatever, I had a connection with. And I think that's what's amazing about social media and YouTube and stuff, is that we're kind of becoming friends.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm in California, in the desert of California, and you guys are all across.
I'm in Pueblo.
The planet, and it's an incredible platform. And I hope, even with all the stress of what's going on right now, that people can can still see and can use these type of things to bring more people together, because things are getting really weird, and this is an opportunity to
connect,
make it better,
build
right?
community.
Yeah, and to realize that to make connections with people, right? So thanks for letting me on. I like I said, man, I jumped on just to help you test. That's
Thank
it.
you.
I appreciate the conversation. I wasn't even expecting that.
We see amazing test.
Awesome.
Pretty successful.
Thank you.
Yeah, super successful.
Yeah. Glory, take it away.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Really looking forward to tomorrow, especially with the people on the panel and the topic of conversation. I think that like Dr. J said, stories are very important, and I think that it's nice to watch people share, like, for us to share our stories in a way that provoke more conversation and provoke more that conversation that can actually provoke change in our society. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow.
That is awesome.
Definitely.
Thanks so much for coming on, guys. I missed my calling a long time ago, and I feel like just having these conversations reminds me of what I really like to do, which is to show people. And Sylvia, I'll read the last comments that we had on the channel. So Sylvia on YouTube, she says, this was a great, I can't see clearly with my glasses. What is wrong with me?
Hey, so in StreamYard, you can actually pick a comment if it's within the system.
Yeah.
It may not because of Restream.
Exactly.
But if it was directly to YouTube, you could actually pull it and put it on the screen. You may not be able to do that because of Restream, though.
Exactly. So I stopped. I didn't want to stream with StreamYard because you have two different signals, and that might reduce since I have the upload bandwidth to do all that. So I just chose to just show the screen. So right now it's asking me to stream on my. I could actually try streaming on my private page just to see. It's a test, right? Let's just do this test real quick. Yeah, so I want to do on my private Facebook page, and then right now, and so guys,
I don't want to get you in trouble if your wife's like basically.
No,
saying,
hey, we're ending.
Test.
We're ending. So yeah, let me see if it goes live. Yeah, it should go live now on my private Facebook page, which would be weird for people to say, "Hey, bro, what are you doing?" So let's see here. Let me just type. Gina is awesome. Actually, let me just put here. Great. And let me see. It should work. Please work. Oh yeah, so right now I'm streaming on literally 3 platforms, and if I click on this,
nice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yay!
It's actually working.
See, that's what's if you can do it to one platform where you can do, or whatever, the single platform where it's awesome to be able to pull in comments and to be able to highlight it.
Yeah.
So
right now I can actually stream on my page, because right now it's streaming on my Facebook writer page, and then on my private profile, and then on YouTube. So reading the comments, Sylvia, thank you so much for being here. She says it's a great session. Really looking forward to more and joining the conversation soon. And we have Yan, who actually said here, says lighting. Okay, somebody says lighting, actually is young time artist, awesome musician, says lighting depends on the location, which is great. And Oben says, Kamga, now I know why that medical school wasn't for you. You love telling stories and gaming and computer software. So, yeah, now I truly see what it feels like to do what you love. Thanks, man. Like Dwayne, I'm hoping to get to do this full time, but it'll take a couple of years, or maybe next year, who knows. And then Yan says no lags. Yeah, right? No lags. Lighting is different. She says, Dwayne, your lighting looks really good. It looks better. So like
Thanks.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much, Franklin, Oben, Sylvia, everybody who showed up and watched the live and left comments. Gino, thank you so much for showing. I know you're working, you're running up, you have to go home to your wife and son. Dwayne, thanks for taking the time to share with us. Glory, you've been here from the very beginning, and I really appreciate you coming here now. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. So you can leave or close the stream. I don't know how to end. Ending. Oh yeah, somebody's sharing, right?
Thank you, guys. Next time.
Nice meeting you guys.
She's come.
Hello.
Bye.
Hey, Kamga, if you need any other help or you want a test or anything like that, just reach out to me and we can even do stuff offline if you're interested or
awesome.
need help.
Yes, okay? I have your email now, so I'll do that. Thank you so much. All right.
Have a good day.
Okay. All righty. Bye. Glory, thanks for being here. You know you're on
Live.
You're on Facebook Live, you're on YouTube, you're on my private profile, you're everywhere on the internet right now. Anyway, guys, Thank you, Glory. Thank you so much. Let me close this. And yeah, I was doing a test. So anybody watching this now will probably feel like, what is going on? Let me just leave the thing is I was testing Streamyard and Streamlabs to be able to share on Facebook and YouTube without having to pay any money, and I've been able to successfully do that. So this will be great. Looking forward to tomorrow. You can leave comments. And what I'm going to do now, Glory, you know, if you can leave at any time, I want to just try to share the picture of, I'm using Streamlabs so I can actually add a source, which is something I've been wanting to do. I can add a source for an image. Oh, this would be great. This would be perfect. I can add an image, add source, upload the image, browse. Yes, I've been able to figure this out. This is awesome. I want to add an image from, I edited the, what I keep, this is the thing about my brain. I'm not able to think about more than one thing at the same time sometimes. But anyway, I found it. Great. So I have opened that. Perfect. It's right there. Let me close it. Done. Let me now make it look great. So this is what it's going to look like. I like this. Glory, say something now. This is so quiet. I feel like I'm in class. You don't have to say anything.
No, I was saying I thought it was.
You don't have to say anything. Don't worry about it. So I've found the picture, and what I'm going to do here is this. The reason why I was doing this test was because of this. So right now you can see there's a picture. You should see a picture on the screen that shows why do African men kill their romantic partners. So this will be taking place tomorrow, June 27 at 7 p.m. West African time, which is Cameroon time, and that should be 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'll be talking with my wife, my friend Leslie, my other friend Emmanuel Sani, who runs the amazing YouTube channel called Displore. And I call it a debate. It's mostly going to be a conversation where we'll try to, share our points of view about a bunch of things and really decide what we think is important at this particular point. So that's really it. So guys, we will see you tomorrow. Glory, thank you for the test. Really appreciate it. And yeah, if you're watching on Facebook, this will look very weird. You're coming to the end of a thing that didn't start. But anyway, let's go. All right, Mafo. I'm going to end the stream now. And yeah, thank you for being here. We have whoa. Merci beaucoup, courage, merci. Donc, je suis en train de terminer le stream. J'étais en train de faire une vidéo pour parler par rapport au débat que je suis en train de faire demain avec ma femme et deux amis. On est en train de parler par rapport aux hommes qui sont en train de tuer leurs femmes. Je sais que c'est exagéré, il y a des situations qui ne sont pas vraiment la même chose. Mais on va discuter pour voir vraiment, est-ce que c'est possible d'avoir une conversation qui permet qu'on prépare la prochaine génération, qu'on parle des difficultés que les maris, les femmes, les gens en couple ont, et pour vraiment essayer d'échanger d'une façon constructive pour voir comment procéder avec le futur des relations amoureuses, africaines, quoi que ce soit. Donc, le titre est là. Ça sera demain sur la chaîne à 19h heure du Cameroun, 12h heure de Denver. Et on va essayer d'avoir la discussion. Donc là, pour le moment, il n'y a pas grand-chose. Et yeah, see you tomorrow. Ending the stream now. This will look weird, but I like it. I love the test. Successful test.